Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So there's now been a new update regarding Nigerian Golden Eaglets semi-final clash against Ivory Coast. In the last video, I talked about that semi-final game being slated for Saturday, 7 p.m. for Nigerian versus Ivory Coast, and then Ghana versus Burkina Faso, 3 p.m. on Saturday. But right now, there's been an adjustment to this time, and instead of 7 p.m. for Nigeria game, it's going to now be 9 p.m. On the same day, on the same Saturday. Ghana, who was supposed to play around 3 p.m. on Saturday, they are now going to play on Saturday, 5 p.m. This is the latest adjustment to it. It could be because of the weather condition. Of course, Ghana has been experiencing some really heavy rain for these days, prompting a lot of matches to be rescheduled in this rough games competition. But nothing spoiled. Obviously the boys are still fixed. They're still focused on the plan. Manugaba, of course, working with the team to get that one, to get the result from that one. But that's not the major update for this video. Actually, the major update is the fact that Coach Finidi, as I mentioned in the last video, had his media parley yesterday. But of course, that's part of the responsibilities that NFF gave him, that he has to address the media, and he started that on the 21st, as I mentioned, with Brilla FM and Nigerian Info, and then on this 22nd, Arise TV, and then TVC, and 23rd, which was yesterday, he concluded the media tour with a media parley that was hosted by the Ekong Hotels and Suites in Victoria Island, Lagos. So lots of interesting things obviously happened for that event yesterday, and Coach Finidi offered more clarity regarding some of the issues that Nigerians have, some of the questions that we have, also some of the questions that reporters, sports journalists obviously had for that one. And I'm going to quickly let you know in summary what really happened yesterday in the Echo Hotel and Suites. So Coach Finidi obviously brushed through a number of things, which includes captaincy. Of course, we know that this subject has been a subject of controversy in the last couple of days, where there's been reports that he has stripped Ekong of the captaincy. He talked about that. He talked about the plans and philosophy of the team that he wants to integrate, that NFF wants to see being integrated in the team. He talks about his experience working under Cosero. He also talked about the plans to integrate home-based NFPL players into the squad. So quickly, let me just summarize it, and I'll start with the captaincy issue. Of course, it's been trending for the last couple of days that William Ekong has been stripped off of the captaincy role for the Nigerian Spy Blues, and the new guy now is Kenneth Mero. This was largely, circulated all over the media, even on this channel. I talked about it, but Finidi has now come out now to express his feelings towards it, and what he has said is completely contrary to what went on all over the media, because he said that he hasn't stripped William Ekong of the captainship, that William Ekong is still his captain, or is still one of his captains. So he said that he hasn't changed anything regarding the captaincy, that Musa and Mero, Ekong, they are still his captains, that any of them can play the role whenever the rest are not available. He also talked about the crazy idea that also circulated with the media, that the reason, of course I also talked about it on this channel, that the reason was because of seniority, because Kenneth Mero was obviously a much more senior player in the team than Ekong. But Finidi, was quick to debunk this claim that it's not necessarily the senior player, the most senior player, that gets the captainship. He compared this scenario with his own time, back then in the early 90s when they had a team. He talked about him being a senior player to Sunday Luce, because he actually came to the Nigerian Super Eagles in 1989. That's Coach Finidi. But Olise came to the team in 1993. But when it was time for captaincy to be given, Olise beat Finidi to the captaincy, and he was given the role. Even though Finidi was a senior player to Olise. So this is what Finidi has said, that it's not always about the seniority. That sometimes it could be that, and other times it could be the fact that someone is is befitting of a leader than the other person. He also said that he's not going to change that. That even if the three are not available and they need a captain, that the decision is going to be made by the players and not he himself deciding for the players who's going to be their captain. This is what Finidi said in this media parley yesterday. And on philosophy, Finidi talks about his love for attacking style of football. He compared the likes of Man City and their pattern. He said that this is definitely a style that was invented in Holland, which was where he played his best football, of course, in the 90s with Ajax, you recall. So he talks about him having a love for attacking football, but he also likes defending. He says that attacking is also a way of defending, that he would love to convert this Super Eagles set as an attacking side, but it's also very important that they defend, at the same time, that if possession football is what he wants to do, and that he wants to teach the boys to be able to win possessions. Immediately they lose the possession. This is what he talks about philosophy, and he says that he's not scared. He's not intimidated by this role as a Nigerian Spikes head coach, and he knows what he wants. NFF also communicated with him about what they want, and that he himself, he knows that Nigeria already took the silver medal, which is the second place. That his target for the 2025 Nations Cup is definitely going all out to win the cup, not second place anymore, because we already have the medal for second place. That he's targeting winning the 2025 Nations Cup, and for the World Cup, he knows also that it's a must that he qualifies Nigerian Spikes to the World Cup, because it's something that we've been absent for a while, and we need to be at that global stage to represent. And he also talks about integrating Nigerian and NPFL players. And on that front, he mentioned that he's not new to the league, that he's been around the league for 3 years. Of course, winning the championship with Eimba in his second season, and actually even chasing the second trophy before he was employed by the Nigerian Spikes. So he talks about the fact that he knows that the NPFL league has some really quality players because of his time in the league, and that he's going to take advantage of his experience to actually scout the best players from the league and call them up to the national team. And Finidi also talks about his experience with Coach Joseph Pesero. Of course, that he was appointed to assist Coach Pesero. But he said that when he was given the job, Pesero actually thought that he was there to take his job away from him. But when they started spending time together, Pesero understood that he was only there to help him. And when he had this understanding, they worked really well and got the result that they did. And ever since then, he's been in touch with Pesero, even after Pesero left the job. And even when he got the job, Pesero sent him a congratulatory message, and he said that he learned a lot, working under Pesero, and is hoping to integrate that experience into the national team, as the one that is in charge right now. But those are some of the, basic important things that he talked about in the parley. But for another update, guys, let me let you know that the NFF, obviously have now provided Finidi with a really clean, nice G-Wagon, that's reportedly worth around 130 million naira. Of course, in the last video, I mentioned that Finidi himself said that he's been provided with a car and an official car and a driver, but it's still not being able to find a house, in Abuja. All of these things are provided by NFF, but again, it's part of the job, it's part of the benefits incentive that you get as the coach of the Nigerian Super Eagles, which is why we see how some of these coaches vie for it. They vie for it with all of their strength, everything that they got in them to actually see that they become the head coach. But it's not only about this. You have to perform. Finidi knows this. He knows that it's not just about all of these benefits that come with it. But aside from that, let me end with the gist concerning Paul Onuachu. Of course, the young man he has really played maybe his best football this season, on loan at Strasbourg. And we saw that again yesterday. Onuachu capped off a really good performance yesterday night in the Turkish Cup, but they, unfortunately lost 3-2 on that one. But again, the man probably had his best season this season. In that Turkish Cup, sorry, he had 2 goals and 4 appearances, which is decent. And overall, 2023-2024 season, he's scored 15 goals in 21 appearances, 4 assists, which is incredibly very prolific. It's still a doubt whether the Trabzonspor are going to be able to keep him because he's on loan technically. But we'll see how that one goes. If they're able to match the transfer fee, for Southampton, then he's obviously going to stay. But that's the update for this one. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and share the video. React to any of the stories that you like. And that's it for now. Take care of yourself. Stay tuned to the channel until I bring you some more updates.